Okay, so I have this cup. My mom got it for me from Target, so I think I'm going to make a hot latte today, or actually a hot macchiato. I don't know, we'll see. But I don't typically make hot drinks with my espresso maker, but I decided today, why not? And here is the latte. Look at the foam on the top, yummy.
Just sipping coffee and nothing to look forward to, savoring my solitude.
So I had no idea, but my Hot Topic order was sent. I had some hot cash since I put it in order for 2 shirts very recently, which I love. They're both Star Wars shirts. And so I got hot cash and I wanted to get a sweatshirt. So I got a sweatshirt. I'm going to try to open it really quick. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It has a little Rebel Alliance symbol on it. Oh my gosh. And then, okay, so it has a hood. I don't typically buy hoodies. It's just not my cup of tea. But I really liked this sweatshirt. So on the back, it has Tatooine. Oh my gosh, I can't get it to like lay flat. But it's so cute. Look at the 2 suns. Oh my gosh, this is the back. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, it has Luke's home. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. It's so pretty. I'm gonna wear it today. I love it. It's not even that cold today. I also bought this because I'm like, maybe I can change into it at Disneyland. Literally all of my Disneyland outfits are Star Wars, so. But it's really comfy. It's nice and long too, which is cool. Love that for me because I'm super tall. And it's like perfect size. Like it's like not too big, not too small. And yeah, they had like limited sizing in this one, I think, because it was kind of on sale. Oh my gosh, I love it. Like I'm literally in love, guys. This is all I'm gonna wear now. I'm in the Rebel Alliance. I'm so sorry. Hate to break it to y'all, but yeah. I love it. So cute. Also, I was like genuinely surprised because I put this order in on Sunday or something like that, and I was like, oh, there's no way it's gonna come. This is Tuesday, and it was like, oh, it'll probably come like in 7 days or something like that. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Like I don't need it like immediately, but I love it. Now I have so many freaking Star Wars clothes. It's crazy. So much Star Wars stuff. I'm so excited. And I never grew up having like Star Wars stuff because they didn't like make that stuff when I was a kid, especially in like girls' clothes. They just did not have that. So so cute. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's so comfy. Oh, and I love that it's gray because I wear a lot of black leggings. So it'll be nice. I love it. Also, yes, it does come down. I'm just like burrowing. Defy the Stars by Claudia Gray. I am currently on page 72, so I'm that far in. I would have been further in, but I ended up getting car sick on the bus, so I only was able to read about 30 pages, which is still really good, but this book is like going so fast. Like, it's not necessarily fast paced, but like the writing is so easy to consume that I'm soaring through the pages. It's crazy. Alright, so I wanted to go through my bookshelves to find some books that I could read for the month of February that were written by Black authors. I have a couple that I've already read, so those are clearly not in this stack. But these are all the books that I own by Black authors that I have not read, at least unless I'm forgetting some. I'm not sure. There might be some up here that I didn't catch, but I don't think so. So I think these are the 6 books. I can't count. The 6 books that I have currently that are written by Black authors. I'm also going to go to the library if I can think of some books that I really want, but I don't own. So we'll go to the library as well at some point. Probably not tomorrow, but maybe next week. Okay, so today is Wednesday. I think it's the 5th of February. But today, after school and after work, I went to Target. So I'll show you guys kind of what I got. I didn't get very many things, mainly just stuff that I really needed. And one of those things was eyebrow stuff. So they didn't have any of like the eyebrow pencils or anything in my color. So I had to get a different product, which is kind of sad, but it's not that big of a deal. It comes out to about the same price as getting like an eyebrow pencil would. So I ended up getting this lock-on liner and brow cream in the color espresso. So it was hard to find like anything dark enough for my eyebrows. I have really dark hair, so that means I have really dark eyebrows. So I figured that I would go ahead and try this stuff. I used to use like this kind of like cream or pomade or whatever on my eyebrows. That was way back in the day. That was a long time ago, but I haven't used it in a long time. So I figured we would use it again, and hopefully that'll be dark enough for my eyebrows. So because I haven't used this kind of product in a long time, I didn't have the correct brush to apply that with. So I had to get a new one, and I got this one from Elf, and I think this is about $6. This was about $3. So it ended up being $9, which is the amount I would have spent anyway on an eyebrow pencil. So hopefully I like this stuff. We'll see, but I have high hopes for it. So the last thing I got is this moisturizing face wash from Simple. Like the Target that I go to, or the only Target that we have like semi in town, is not very well stocked in like the skincare department. So it was kind of like a struggle to find anything I wanted. I should have just gone to Ulta, to be honest. But the only reason I guess if I went to Ulta, I could have gotten a Starbucks. I just thought of that. I also got my Book of the Month box in today. I think that this might be the last month that I do Book of the Month. And as you guys know, I used to be a YA Book of the Month affiliate, and I ended that I think about 3 months ago, so I haven't been doing that for a while. But I also was subscribed, like I, with my own money, subscribed to the Adult Book of the Month. And lately, I haven't really been liking the selections. And then with the whole American Dirt thing, I was just like, why did they make American Dirt one of their Book of the Month picks? Like, that's so bad. Like, especially with everything that's been going on. And I kind of understand, like, they can't really change it like last minute, but I mean they've done it before technically, like with like Ninth House, but they didn't completely take Ninth House away. They just put it in the YA section. But like for American Dirt, like you had to have known that book was not going to go over well with anybody. Like, why? I just don't understand any of the reasoning behind anything about American Dirt. Like, that book could be a whole other video. I don't feel like I have the room to talk about it though, because I'm not an immigrant, so I really don't want to like speak on it as if I know anything about that experience, because I don't. But honestly, that whole thing is a huge mess. It's been super racist, and it's just been really bad, especially with the author and the publisher claiming that the author got death threats, and it turns out she didn't get any. So It's really fun when Latinx people get to be made out into like these bullies and these, violent people. Great, awesome. Did you get what you wanted? Anyway, besides that, I just haven't really been liking these selections for Book of the Month recently. And I have so many of those books that I have not finished yet, or haven't even gotten to yet, honestly. So I figured I should stop because I'm just going to have so many books to get through. Also, this clip is taking way too long. I'm going to try to get through this. Okay. So the first book that I have is my actual pick of the month, and that is Anna K by Jenny Lee, and this is a retelling of Anna Karenina, and for some reason it's young adult, but it was in the adult section of Book of the Month. I'm not really sure why that was, but it's fine with me because I'm very intrigued by this story and I love the cover. And look at the gorgeous back. I love it. It says, "Every happy teenage girl is the same, while every unhappy teenage girl is miserable in her own special way." And this is basically set in Manhattan, and it follows this very rich girl, and it's literally the plot of Anna Karenina, but in Manhattan and with an Asian main character, which is really cool. And I love the plot. I love the plot because I love Anna Karenina. I haven't read it, but I love the movie. But yeah, I love the idea of this book and this story, and I think it's going to be really good. At least I hope so. Also, the author of this book wrote for Young and Hungry, which I loved that show back in the day. I watched it so much, the Emily Osment one. That show was my show for so long. I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. And then she also wrote for Shake It Up, so that's kind of cool. I wasn't the biggest fan of Shake It Up, but it did have one of my OTPs. I loved that, that character dynamic. I can't really remember what their ship name was called. I'll put a picture of them right here, but I can't remember what their ship name was. But oh my god, that ship. In high school, I would watch Shake It Up just for that. So, yeah, anyway, I'm really excited about this book. And then because the YA selection was really good this month, I did end up adding on another book. And I got Ink in the Blood by Kim I really should look up how to pronounce authors' names before I jump into a video. I'm so sorry. But this one sounds really interesting because it's a fantasy based around ink magic, like tattoo magic. So there's some sort of magic within the tattoos, or it gives you these special abilities. And on the back it says, "Woe to the inklings who cannot escape." It's really beautiful. This is one of the prettiest Book of the Month covers I've ever seen. Typically the Book of the Month covers are not they don't have a texture to them, but this actually has a bit of a texture on the print, so that's really cool. It says, "Using magic, they tattoo followers with beautiful images that represent the divine's will and guide the actions of the recipients. It's considered a noble calling, but 10 years into their servitude, Celia and Anya know the truth. Profeta is built on lies, and tattooed orders strip away freedom, and the revered temple is actually a brutal, torturous prison." And I love fantasy stories where the main characters realize that whatever they knew for so long is actually a lie, and that something that they thought was good is actually really bad. And I love that plot line in books. And I think I've mentioned this multiple times, especially this year, that I love fantasy and sci-fi where the character has to grapple with good and evil, and the distinction between those two, and sometimes the overlap of those two things. And I love that. I think that's so fascinating, and I love to see the way that authors approach that subject, because each author does it so differently. The way that Claudia Gray grapples with good and evil is so different than the way that Emily A. Duncan grapples with good and evil, and I'm sure it's going to be way different for this author as well. So I love those kind of stories. I think that they're so fun and so interesting, so complex, and there's so many different ways that you could take it. So I just really enjoy it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to read this book. And I've never read anything about like tattoo magic. I think that'll be super fun and very different than the typical magic systems that we see in young adults. So it seemed really refreshing to me. And then I also got a pre-order in the mail because this book sounded really good, and I do follow and subscribe to this author on YouTube. So I got The Stars We Steal by Alexa Dunn, and I haven't really heard anybody talk about this book, which is so crazy. It sounds really good. I did not read her first book, Brightly Burning. I really want to read it though. I'm hoping that when I go to the library that I'll be able to pick it up. Mainly because I'm starting to get into sci-fi now, so I feel like I can read her books and actually enjoy them rather than sitting there being like, I don't like sci-fi. Like, no, I like sci-fi. I just have to find the right kind of sci-fi. And I feel like hers, the way she describes it and the way that it's like the summary is, I feel like I'll really like it. Basically, it says engagement season is in the air, but 18-year-old Princess Leonie Leo Kohlberg, heir to a faded European spaceship, has more problems than figuring out what dress to wear. Her father and sister are on the brink of spending the last of their family fortune, and having no money means Leo can't afford to patent and sell her latest invention. With no other options, Leo now has one thing on her mind: which lucky bachelor can save her family from financial ruin? But when Leo's childhood friend and first love, Elliot, returns as the captain of a successful whiskey ship, everything changes. Elliot was the one who got away, the boy Leo's family deemed to be unsuitable for marriage. Ooh, I love this. It sounds so good. I'm acting like I haven't read the synopsis like very recently. I know what happens. I'm just reading it for you guys. Now he's the biggest catch of the season, and he seems determined to make Leo's life miserable. But old habits die hard, and as Leo navigates the glittering balls of the Valak season, she finds herself falling for Elliot all over again in a game of love, lies, and past regrets. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Like, I love those last lines. That was what sold me on the book initially, was the fact that there's a lot of like balls and fun and love and, you know, all, like drama. I love that stuff. I feel like ever since I read The Selection, that's all I want to listen to, or that's all I want to read. I did listen to the Selection books though, but like when I'm like, I just want something similar to The Selection without having to reread The Selection for a third time, because I love those books and I will read them for a third time, I promise. I feel like that's the series that I'm going to reread every year. Like, you know how some people reread Harry Potter every year? I'm going to be the girl that rereads the Selection series every year. I'm so embarrassing. I know that people don't like the Selection series, but they're wrong. Like, anyone can have their opinion on whatever, but you can't have an opinion on The Selection. The Selection is good. The Selection is quality. That's quality literature. It's like the highest form of literature. I'm so sorry. The Selection is perfection. That's why it rhymes. Like, it wouldn't rhyme if it didn't make sense, right? So I'm gonna end this vlog and I will instantly start up a new vlog. I've been enjoying vlogging again. It's been really nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. And Kylo Ren says goodbye. He's right here. And we will see you in my next vlog or my next video or whatever comes out next. So, bye.